from Surprise in Arizona. Hope you're having a super fantastic, sparkling day. Welcome to December. And welcome to the Before the Dirt Nap podcast number 1949. Hope we got a long title for you tonight. It is Griswold Genealogy, Lessons from Christmas Chaos. If you've been following me over the last 5 years, when I've been doing these podcasts, then you will know that December is our Christmas movie month. Unfortunately, James Bond did not really happen in November. Kind of a bit bummed about that, but things just got out of hand and got a little chaotic and it just didn't happen. But tonight, we are sitting down for the very first Christmas movie of our holiday movie fest, which is always either on the first or the second, depending which day I can get to it, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. So I thought, what better way to kick off December? It is my birthday month. It is Christmas. It is, what else is it? Oh yeah, my wedding anniversary is in there. Plus I have a whole bunch of birthdays and for families and friends. I've got the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd, the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, on the 9th. The 10th is a wedding anniversary. Oh, sorry, the 3rd is also a wedding anniversary as well as a birthday. The 10th is a wedding anniversary. Then there's the 11th, the 12th, the 17th, the 24th, the 25th, the 26th, and my wedding anniversary on the 28th. I think I got everybody in there. So yeah, it's a busy month for me. And it means that after this, I will be sending a couple of birthday messages, which I forgot to send earlier in the day. But yeah, so December 1 kicks off our Christmas season, our holiday season, whether you're celebrating Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever it is that you're celebrating, welcome to the holiday month, the crazy month. The crazy month of the year. Yes, it is very crazy. So we're going to talk about National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation and how it relates to genealogy. I thought that'd be really cool. And then tomorrow night we'll do another movie and break that one down for genealogy hints and tips. It's just like, if you can take a movie and figure out, some genealogy twist to it, we're gonna find it. We're gonna figure it out. So tonight it's National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, which kicks off the season for us. And while the Griswold's family chaotic holiday antics might seem far removed from genealogy research, the movie offers some quirky insights we can use. Like the family gatherings, capture the moment. Holiday gatherings, like the Griswolds, bring the family together. Use this to ask relatives about family stories or traditions. Identify relationships. Notice how different generations interact. You've got the young kids, you've got the parents, the grandkids, the cousins, the great aunts and uncles. There's a whole slew of generations there and different dynamics as well. So use these observations to fill in your family relationship chart and notice how the generations interact with each other. Even the cousins interacting, the uncles, the aunt, just observe it all. Take photos. Like Clark's attempt to create a perfect Christmas, document the day with pictures for future generations. Then you've got traditions and customs. Document family traditions from lighting up the house, oh my gosh, to memorable meals. Note traditions unique to your family, and these can reveal culture or regional roots. So based on your culture that you were brought up in, the area that you were brought up into, because some regions have different things that they do, which aren't done in other regions. Also too, look at the tradition of going and getting the Christmas tree and what happens with that. Yeah, still not sure how they got that tree out of there, but anyway. And compare generations. Ask how traditions may have changed over time. What did Christmas look like for your grandparents or for the great aunts and uncles that are in the room? Or anybody of that older generation, just ask them what Christmas looked like for them when they were growing up. Did they have any traditions that are no longer? Did they have traditions that are no longer observed in the modern time? Did they have traditions? Did they start a tradition which is still going on today? So just ask questions like that. Family dynamics. Yes, handle conflict gracefully. The Griswolds show that not every family moment is picture perfect. Use empathy when addressing family secrets or sensitive topics in your research. Seek humor in stories. The movie's humor reminds us to embrace the quirks and oddities in our families, past and present. I love my family. I love having the dynamics and just watching how everybody interacts with each other. We had Thanksgiving on Thursday, and I got my 3 stepsons were together. 2 of them are married, so their wives were there. This 5 and almost 6 grandchildren were present. One of my daughter-in-laws, her father was there as well. So it was really cool just to sit down and just watch the dynamics between the brothers, between the cousins, between the grandsons and their uncles and aunts and things like that. It was just so much fun to watch all those different dynamics that were going on in the room. For the family tree, track in-laws and extended family. The Griswold's gathering includes in-laws, cousins, and even quirky cousin Eddie. And don't forget to record all branches of the tree. Name patterns. Look for nicknames or repeated names across generations, like how Eddie's unique personality stands out. Yes. Yeah, those poor neighbors. Research challenges. Expect the unexpected. Whenever you're getting family together, something unexpected is always going to happen. It wouldn't be probably wouldn't be a vacation if something didn't happen. That's when your vacation, some vacations can go off perfectly, but the ones that you remember are the ones where the unexpected happened and it now became an adventure. So just like Clark struggles, genealogy research isn't always smooth. Stay patient when encountering roadblocks. I came up with a perfect one today. I was doing some research on my own family tree, and I'm trying to, and I've got a DNA match that I want to fit into the tree, but I'm trying to figure out where it goes. And there's one couple there, and they were married for like 40 something years, but there's no recorded children for them. And I even went into the New Zealand birth, death, marriage website, and there was nothing listed there for them either. And I was like, that's really weird. And I thought, well, maybe they had the kids in Australia, but I know they got married in New Zealand because I can find their wedding records there. Maybe they went over to Australia and had the children over there. And I found somebody's family tree that has a child listed, but the source information doesn't prove, and on all the source information this person had for this particular child, not one source had in there that confirmed who their parents were. I think it was just the fact that it was kind of an unusual last name, and his first name was the same as the father's. That's the only thing I can think of, unless she personally knew those people. If she personally knew the people, then yes, I totally get it. But when you're doing genealogy, even if you personally know the people, you still need to provide that information that people can then, so that future generations coming in can know where to go to get that information. Because if somebody comes along that in like 50 years later, they're going to look at that and go, well, nothing here says that that's their child. And did they have more than one? And they start researching, trying to find that link, and they may never find that link. So if it's something that you personally know, note it in the record that you know this through personal interaction with this person, or it could be that this is my grandfather, this is my grandmother, this is my aunt, my uncle, my parents, my cousins, so that people know how you know that link. So it's always important to do that. Where am I up to on my list? Oh yeah, laugh off mistakes or dead ends and approach challenges with curiosity, not frustration. So use humor. Create your own family archive, home movies. I love that scene where he gets stuck up in the attic and he finds the old family movies and just sits there and just watches them while he's waiting for the family to come back from shopping. I love that scene, and you can feel sort of like the emotions that he has. This is what he was trying, and you can see that this is what he's trying to create for his family for this Christmas with everybody around and things like that. But if you're like Clark, recording family moments, digitize old home movies or videos for future generations. If you still have them on the reels or on the videos or the CDs, those are going to deteriorate over time. So the sooner you can get them digitized, and there is plenty of places out there that will do that for you. If you need some references, contact me. I can put you into a good one. And they will take it through and digitize it and do some touch-ups on there for you as well. And you'll get the original back, and you'll get the digitized uploaded online into your account. So, let's get those digitized, the old home movies and videos for future generations. And then you can put on some of them, you can put in the description what the video is about, when it was taken, who's in there, and things like that too. So you can, it was the ice maker. Just had this thud and wonder what it was. It was the ice maker. So you can take that time to do that for future generations. And stories behind decorations. Do your holiday ornaments or heirlooms have stories? Record their history before the details fade. Like, is there a ornament that you made as a child that has been on the Christmas tree every year? Do you have like an ornament that celebrates your first Christmas together as a couple, your children's first Christmases? Different occasions like that can sometimes be recorded for that. I have a thing where if a friend loses a puppy, that Zeffie sends them an ornament to go on their Christmas tree so that they can remember that puppy. I don't do it for everybody. I just do it when I remember. I should get better at doing that, shouldn't I? But what is like baby's first Christmas as a married couple, your first Christmas. It could be your first Christmas in your new home. You can have a picture of your house on the ornament and put on there, first Christmas and the first Christmas that you celebrated in your new home. It could be you have memorial ornaments up there for family members who have, or friends, very good, friends and family that have passed over the past year. You then put them up there and put on there a picture, and maybe on the back of the ornament, if you can do the back of the ornament, you could put their name, their date of birth, and their death date, and put that on the back so that you have these memorial ornaments as well. So there's a lot of different ways that you can do decorations. It could be decorations that were handmade by your great-great-grandmother and it's been passed down through generations, and maybe the angel on top of the tree that they made that's been passed down through generations. So have a look at your Christmas ornaments and things. Do you have any that are heirlooms? What's the story behind them? And record those stories before the details fade away. I don't know what's going on between my tongue and my mouth and my brain this week. I don't know. But anyway, that's what we've got for you for the Griswold Genealogy. What did I call it? Griswold Genealogy Lessons from Christmas Chaos. If you have any other suggestions for recording your family traditions, or maybe the way you do Christmas is a tradition. What do you have for a Christmas meal? Do you do a brunch for breakfast? Do you do a brunch and then have dinner? Have a main dinner later on? Do you different people have different things. Do you have a certain menu that you do every year for Christmas that everybody knows that this year we're going to have this particular meat and we're going to have these with it, and this is the sides? What does everybody bring a side? How do you celebrate? What's your traditional Christmas or holiday? Sorry, I keep forgetting about Hanukkah and Kwanzaa. What are your traditional meals that you have during those times? And I shouldn't forget Hanukkah, since I have grandchildren. Since I have 3 stepsons and grandchildren that have Jewish backgrounds. What are some of the traditional foods that you have, the traditional meals that you have? All I know is I'm looking forward to Christmas next year, because I'm going to have my first Christmas in New Zealand since, what else in New Zealand for Christmas? Might have been 2006. No, I've done, no, 2018. That's right. I suddenly decided, I was on a cruise ship. I boarded a cruise ship on my birthday. It was a 6-night cruise. While I was on that cruise ship, like the second to last day, I sent a note off to my contact at that I use for all the New Zealand bookings that I do. And so I sent a note off to her and saying, hey, I know this is last minute, but I've decided to go home for Christmas. And it was the 14th. I think it was around the 14th that I sent her that note. And that was like the Thursday. And then I got home and I got home on Saturday or Sunday. I got home, and then Wednesday I was on a plane to New Zealand, and Christmas was the following Monday. Was the Monday. Of course, when I arrived, it was Thursday. No, I lost a day. It was Friday. It was Friday. That's right. It was Friday when I arrived, and I had sworn my parents to secrecy. They weren't allowed to tell anybody. And then I said, we need to surprise my brother, but can we wait till Christmas Day? Because I knew it was coming over Christmas Day. And Mum said, well, the problem is that your sister-in-law's sister lives just around the corner from us, and her husband is quite often walking around the streets and stuff. He walks a lot, and quite often is walking up and down the street here. So you would have to hide inside the house all that time. And, they're out and about a lot in the area, so they may see you. And it gets back to Susan. I'm like, oh, okay. And so what we did is that I arrived on Friday, and then on Saturday we drove to my brother's place. They had some stuff to take over there anyway, so good excuse. And so they called my brother. So we're going up their long driveway, and they call my brother and say, hey, we're here. Can you come down and help us get the stuff out of the car? And so my brother and sister-in-law are like, yeah, we'll be down. And so they come on down. Now, you have to remember that in New Zealand, we drive on the right side of the vehicle, not the left. So I'm sitting in the I'm sitting behind the passenger seat on the left-hand side of the car. My dad drove, and so he was on the right side. And so he stepped out. My mum got out of her side of the car and walked around the front of the car and went and met my brother and sister-in-law at the front of the car. So that meant I could quietly sneak out from the back passenger's side and come around the car. And I came around the car, and they had their backs to me, and I went, hello. And they turned around, and the looks on their faces. My sister-in-law's mouth hit the ground. My brother just looked at me and then came up and whoomp into a huge hug and started crying. I think I started crying there as well. And my sister-in-law was just like, and then finally her mouth started going up, up, up. It was a while before she could talk as well. And my parents are just standing there like totally delighted that they got to play a part in a surprise, because usually they have been on the receiving end of surprises. And this time they got to participate in the surprise, and they were absolutely delighted to do that. And so we ended up having a really good Christmas. And of course, we went to church on Sunday, and my mother's introducing us around, and the parents go, and her friends are all going, but you didn't tell us she was coming. And the mum says, I didn't know until last week, and I wasn't allowed to say anything because you wanted to surprise her brother. And so my poor mother got grilled by her friends because she hadn't said a word that her daughter was coming home. But we had a great Christmas. I got to spend some time with their friends, and we just had a great time. It was awesome. But one thing I love is that when it comes to Christmas Day, it's cold cuts and salad. We're in the middle of summer. It's cold cuts and salad. Dad made grill some sausages and some chops on the grill. But usually it's just cold cuts and salad. It's just something very quick and very easy. We do a traditional steamed pudding, and that's like a steamed cake with fruit in it. And you pour warm custard over the top of it. And I get to have Christmas mince pies. You probably know, what's a mince pie? A mince pie is, so we have two types of mince in New Zealand. You've got mince, it's M-I-N-C-E, and that is basically ground beef. We call that mince. And that's ground beef, and it's put into a pie casing, and that's a mince pie. The other type of mince pie we have are the Christmas mince pie, and that's made with mincemeat. And mincemeat is made up of dried fruits and nuts. Dried fruits and some nuts in there, or they may not have nuts in there. And it's kind of in this thickish preserved type sauce. It's the only thing I can think of to describe it. And you put them into shortbread pastries, and they're really scrummy. Some of them will cook up the mincemeat with, like you can make your own mincemeat. You just throw everything in there, and there might be some alcohol that goes in there, like a brandy or a sherry, and all the alcohol cooks off while you're cooking it. But don't stand over the pot stirring while you've got alcohol in there, because you're inhaling all the alcohol fumes as it comes off the pot. That can get you a little heady. But yeah, you just stir it up and all that and let it thicken, and then you use that the mincemeat into the shortbread pie casings, and they're about this big. They're not very big. They're like 2, maybe 3 bites, and you're done with it. Some people can get 4 out of these. But they're just little round pies, and they're made with a shortbread pastry, and they're just really, really good. So I get to have those next year too. So I'm thinking of all the things that I can, and next year my mum and I get to celebrate our birthdays together. We haven't done that for a while. In the later years, we used to celebrate because our birthdays are 2 days apart. I'm on the 9th, she's on the 11th. And so on the 10th, which happens to be my dad's youngest brother's wedding anniversary, we would celebrate our birthdays together. And so, one birthday party, one birthday dinner, and we're done. And so I'm looking forward to doing that again next year, because I haven't done that with my mum for a while. It's been a lot of years since we've celebrated our birthday on the day in between together. So I celebrated a day late. She celebrates a day early. That balances out. We have fun. What other things am I looking for? Fish and chips. Oh my gosh, fish and chips on Friday nights. Yes. Oh, fish and chips with chip buddies, and that's butty, B-U-T-T-I-E. And a chip buddy is you take bread, you put a slab of butter on there, you put the hot chips on there, or hot fries on there with some tomato sauce, not ketchup. It has to be tomato sauce. With some tomato sauce, you put another bread that's been slathered in butter on there as well, and you slam it together, and that's your chip buddy, and it'll taste really, really good. And you got to use the white bread, fresh white bread. Yeah, nothing like it. Yeah, and then you get potato fritters and fish and chips. And yes, I'm looking forward to fish and chip Fridays. What else am I looking forward to? I'm just looking forward to having so many different, just being able to walk to the supermarket and get a jar of Marmite and not having to ration it out so I can make it last as long as possible before, I've got one jar sitting in the thing that I bought back in 2019, and it's down to the dregs. I can scrape. I've probably got enough in there to do a piece of toast. So I'm looking forward to next year. When I run out of Marmite, I just go down the store and get some. I don't have to wait for a next trip to New Zealand or somebody going down there and asking to bring me some back. I don't have to worry about that. So yeah, there's lots of things that I'm looking forward to next year when we move down there. But Christmas is going to be one of them because my oldest nephew has already decided that everybody's going to Mum and Dad's place for Christmas. Since I'm now back in town, and he's super excited that I'm coming down, that I'm moving back to New Zealand. But yeah, it's going to be very fun. So what are some of the traditions that you have? What are some of the crazy things that you have? Because today's question for you is what's the quirkiest or funniest holiday tradition in your family, and have you traced its origins? And with that, I'm out of here. Go out, have a super fantastic sparkling evening, and we'll catch you guys back here tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific. Hey, oh, actually, no, sorry, hang on. Let me check my calendar. No, I will be on. I'll try and get on at 5:30, but it's probably going to be. No, we're going to do 7:30 tomorrow night, I think. Hang on. Sorry, 6:30 Pacific tomorrow. 6:30 Pacific. I've got to take an hour off. So we'll see you guys back here at 6:30 Pacific tomorrow night because I have my LinkedIn class on tomorrow night. And go out.